Okay guys, I'll go ahead and get started. Okay. Have you ever wondered what your cat is thinking about when they twitch their tail or why they suddenly pounce on thin air? I'm going to dive into the hidden language of cats that could potentially change the way you understand your cat. Cats are interesting creatures, but it's important to understand the different responses you receive from your cat as they allow us to identify behavior problems and different behavior patterns. Understanding your cat's behavior and body language will allow us to create a stronger bond with our cat. When you are able to pinpoint what your cat is trying to tell you, you can better support their needs and respond appropriately. You will understand how to interpret your cat's body language and behavior, which will allow you to build a more compassionate relationship with your cat while making sure they are happy and healthy. We will cover the key signs of cat body language, how to interpret common cat behaviors, and tips for improving communication with your cat to enhance your bond. Let's jump into the first key area, recognizing the different body language cues your cat uses to communicate. Observing your cat's behaviors will allow you to assess what might be wrong with your cat and what is causing them to be either fearful or anxious. There are a few different elements to assess. It's especially important to pay attention to the vocalizations you hear from your cat. Hissing and growling are two negative indicators that your cat is stressed. It is also important to pay attention to your cat's posture, the position of their tail, the position of their ears, and the position of their body. Hissing is one of the behavioral strategies that an anxious cat or fearful cat will use to repel a perceived stressor. Cats are often hypervigilant as they will scan the room to seek out any potential stressors in their proximity. Once they find their stressor, whether it may be a dog, another cat, or even an object, their eyes will fixate on the stressor. You might see their ears completely flatten downwards, which indicates that their emotional system is being activated. Anxious and fearful cats will often place their bodies close to the ground with each of their feet planted on the ground. This tactic protects them in vulnerable areas such as their belly, as well as ensuring they are in a position for a quick takeoff if needed. Now that we have discussed a few different fear and anxiety activations within our cats, let's jump into the different sounds cats make and what they mean. The most common sound you might hear from a cat is a low-pitched, quiet sound known as a purr, and a short, quick sound which is called a trill. A cat will purr when it's happy, hungry, stressed, or even in pain. Mother cats and their babies communicate with purring, as it is a quiet sound that is hard for predators to detect. The next sound you may hear from your cat is a trill. A trill is a short and quick sound that is a combination of a meow and a purr. A trill is used during a friendly interaction when playing and can also be an acknowledgement or a confirmation. Now that we have covered a few different oral communication sounds you may hear from your cat, let's dig a little bit deeper into how cats communicate with animals and humans. There are a few different ways that cats will try to communicate with other humans. And cats typically will communicate by sound, but they have also maintained other forms of communication. A nose touching and headbutting are also very common within cats towards humans. Cats will also knead their paws into our laps, and this is known as a rhythmic stepping of a kitten against the teats of its mother and of a grown cat against a soft surface such as a blanket. Sometimes when a cat has had enough petting, they will softly bite. This indicates that they've had enough. These are all forms of tactile communication. There are many different visual signals that cats will show us. Cats will move their head, face, ears, and even eyes and whiskers to provide us with indicators of their specific mood or needs. This is in aggressive situations, you may see a cat arch their back and raise their hair on their back. This is a defense mechanism to show their predator that they are big and mean and should not be messed with. Slower movements, such as closing of the eyes, yawning, or even slowly creeping away, demonstrates peacefulness and harmfulness. Now that we have gone through how cats communicate, we are able to better understand different cues within our cats and what they are trying to tell us. Understanding cat behavior and body language is key to developing a deeper relationship with your cat. By recognizing signs of fear, anxiety, and happiness, and interpreting their unique sounds and movements, we can respond more appropriately. And we can make sure that they're happy. We covered how cat body language, vocalizations, and behaviors can help us understand our cat's emotions and needs. The next time you hear a cat chirping or see a cat raise all of its fur as high as they can, remember, they are not just cute personality quirks, but a conversation waiting to happen and an invitation to better understand your cat's world. Okay, thanks guys.